win anyway.
There's a lot of stuff that happens pre-spawn now.
Yeah.
Wards already dropped. Clockwork Cogs already denied. Smoke's already used. Couriers. Wow, this courier is sweet.
What is that? No, it's a little. It's the one from. It's not the TI one. It's the Kiev one, I believe.
So they are moving out. 40 seconds seems to be the time. Are they going to get another cog off? Yes, they will. And they have a system too. They go the 12 o'clock one, and then they go clockwise. So this has been very well practiced by them.
Smoke maneuver coming out from EG. I believe the Observer would actually scatter them out because there was a ping shortly after. And Treant Protector is the one giving them the extra visions. They want to contest for the top rune.
Wow, they're actually not giving it to SF. This is next level by IG. What on earth? IG are just going to sack the rune.
Oh, they saw it. It's the Observer ward.
Yeah, but I still think that's pretty cool by them.
Unless Boboka
is going for it.
Oh, there's the root. The Gale's going to connect as well. So first blood, EG. It's still going to go their way. One more punch from Zai should do the job. So Arteezy will take one rune, and XXS actually was able to slip up and grab the Dire jungle rune.
Yeah, they didn't sacrifice the Shadow Fiend though, so Shadow Fiend still has an edge. Ideally, EG, they sweep in on the SF who's going to go for the Bounty Rune, and they get the kill. But as you mentioned, if they did see the Observer Ward on the Observer Ward saw the smoke, then it's a much easier play for them to make. I thought they made the play without the vision. I was like, wow, that's some crazy stuff.
Nope. Did it with the vision. Middle lane is where they're trying to engage. I have all the vision in the world, but it's the fact that Sumail's taking a couple of hits from OP. He's already hitting pretty hard, like 44 plus 33. That's because of those early souls he managed to achieve. And Sumail's only got one shared tango left. The courier is bringing the salve out now, but this will take some time before he's ready to fight.
Sumail's still doing very well in CS, despite this early start. He's actually beating him out by a fair margin already.
He preps the lanes perfectly, so then the Remnant, there's nothing which OP can do to stop the last hits. Boboka's going to try and contest against Universe as he's pushed up through the bottom. So just making sure that Universe can't have the free fire. In fact, he missed the last hit.
Still got the clarity.
He went for the big Sata.
You got the clarity though, so all in all, not the biggest economic loss, and a decent chunk of experience for him.
Rolling boulder, OP slowed down. Sumail doesn't really have the damage or the range to reach him.
Yeah, he could have dropped the Remnant, but it's more important that he gets CS at this point because that wouldn't have been a kill. Maybe a level 2 crit, but he just wanted to pressure OP a little bit. But now that he has Salve and CM Aura, he is almost full on HP and mana.
And everyone's just trying to contest. Boboka as well as Crit are stealing for bounty runes. Opposite sides the jungle. Zai gets the Leech Seed off, and this is a good place for the Earth Spirit to roll in. XXS is still insanely tanky. 400 HP to get through, and yeah, I think Crit understands too. He's not going to find that kill.
Crit needs 2. Once he gets 2, they can threaten more kills on OP, and Boboka is actually just sitting around mid, expecting the Earth Spirit to come around.
They're both actually at the same levels. So Boboka makes his way up. Sumail actually, he stopped for half a second. The rolling boulder will come forward. So the battery assault potentially looking for the isolation on Crit. Isolates Sumail instead. Sumail just has to cut his way through. Maybe a little bit too early, gets burned up by the last cog. Still short of mana and still short of his bottle. Needs another 100 gold to reach it.
Yeah, it's not a good spot for him. No Arcane Aura, no bottle, no Crow, no Shrines, no Clarities.
And no way to stop the SF from just gaining more and more damage. Now up to level 4, building up those second wave of souls.
Yep. And unfortunately, Tree can't interrupt that much in the mid lane. Although, at least you can give some living armor, but in terms of CS, there's nothing really that can be done here.
Burning's having a fantastic time on bottom lane. Like, with the Darkseer Iron Shell, obviously the damage is going to be consistent, so Burning can just keep getting those denies, but he's got 18 denies on his lane. 16 last hits, and it's just Darkseer sitting at level 3. It's a level 2 Iron Shell, but he can't stay close enough because the Crystal Maiden helped zone him out.
Well, I'm actually very surprised that he did go for 2 points in the Wave of Terror, not the 2-1-1 or the 1-1-2 build. Just looking for that early extra burst in the early game.
Damn, XXS is just tanking everything. That's a level 1 Gale. The Plague Wall is going to block him up. The root from Zai, cancelling the TP out. XXS will fall on the top lane.
Poor guy.
Difficult lane to play, to say the least, when there's a tree on the field.
It is very important, though, to have multiple ways to stop a TP if you have a Venom on your team. And everyone on the side of EG can do so aside from the Venomancer. So that's a cool part about their draft. There's nothing more annoying as a Veno if you poison them all up and then they just TP out. You waste everything.
They're roaming into mid. Sentry ward is down, but it won't matter when Q gets a frostbite off. It's a good kick from Crit. Creates a little bit of space with a battery assault from Bobika. Again, it just does the work. Doesn't waste extra mana. He knew that kill was going to happen without the help of Cogs.
SF's getting exactly to the place where he needs to be, and IG setting up for that very strong mid-game push. And EG are going to be hard-pressed to fight it, I would say. Like, Storm's not having a good time, doesn't have boots. Darkseer has to go for a Force Staff first over a mech because of the clockwork in the game, and I don't know if they're going to have a team fight to really thwart off this IG impending 5-man. They do need Arteezy to get more items. I wonder if he's going to commit for a Midas or go for something else.
Well, right now he's just got the Sage's Mask and the Quick Buy, so it's the Aquila to start with.
Yeah, he has the Aquila, and he's going to have it, and he can push towers, but is he just going to try and split push and avoid the 5-man, or is he going to try and counteract it by perhaps getting a Veil early on to stop their push?
Or Zide. Well, goodbye to him. Nice little solo kill for Burning. Very happy with that one, and Universe now going to come under even more threat. Bobika's rotating around the back. Thanks to the opposite wall, they know Universe can't escape. He's got Surge available, but Bobika, no, they hold him there, lock him inside the cogs. And even with the TP in from the Tree and Protector, he went for a 2-1-0 build. So there's not even living armor to help out any person in trouble. It's all about the bash. It's all about that root control from Zai.
Yeah, a lot of lane swappage coming out from EG as Sumail has been relegated to the jungle. Earth Spirit trying to pick up some desperately needed levels. And yeah, all in all, this early game is being heavily controlled by Baboka.
Well, they're rolling ball to mid with a ball lightning forward. Sumail had that double damager, and that may just give him just enough damage to kill off OP. No, the one charges, they kicked in. And with Burning's rotation over, plus Bobika at the right place, IG can finally play their style of Dota. Good aggressive rotations from Bobika, a solid lane for OP, and Burning having a good start for farm.
Drop your Aquila, Shadow Fiend. Four people shrine. Yeah, he didn't get it. That a little bit of efficiency.
The one lane where there's real issues is top lane for IG. XXS cannot stay close enough to reach this level 6, and without the Ravage, the team fight from IG is nowhere near as threatening.
Q is a little bit of trouble, gets rolled in on a bottom.
Kick is perfect as well. It caught Bobika on the way through. It was unintentional. They'll still find a revenge kill thanks to the battery assault. Crit can't roll out this one, not in time at least. And Universe surges away to safety, so a 1-for-1 trade-off.
Bernie could have saved him. He could have swapped the CM, but he didn't deem it worth it at the time, or perhaps he thought he could have gotten +1 if he used the swap offensively. But I don't know. Keeping your CM alive is pretty important. Like her life itself isn't that important. Like she doesn't need that many items, but I think it's important to keep that Arcane Aura up as much as possible, especially for a Shadow Fiend who can use that mana to get super, super beefy. All things considered, he's actually not that far. He just has Aquila and almost treads. His CS is off the charts, though.
See the build coming in from TZ, so no early pushing. He's looking for the damage output, so he's going for the Veil. Will TP down a bottom lane. It's got level 4 Plague Ward, so there's very little IG can do to stop this unless they want to rotate the SF over. This helps when you get the Plague Ward, that movement speed from Universe. The surge forward just lets Arteezy close the distance between himself as well as the Crystal Maiden, and Burning. Well, again, having the swap available, but not deeming it worthwhile just yet. OP's rotation kicked in. His Sentry Wars down. He doesn't have Requiem, so instead, 1 raise, 2 raise. Doesn't have the long-range raise to hit Arteezy properly. At least it wouldn't have done enough to get the kill.
This is why we see the double move speed build on Baboka. Generally, like the Clockwork, you'll see get Tranquils and Windlace specifically for situations like that. You just needed a tiny bit more movement speed to get up to him. That would have been a big kill for them too. Venomancer, who is the most farm hero on the Dire side, and it would have stopped his push in his tracks. Now Arteezy is able to go back down there, set up Observer Wards, Plague Wards are pretty much Observer Wards right now. That attack.
They act like it sometimes. Best way to make sure you don't get ganked inside a Fog of War, put a Plague Ward down before you move up.
And it's just really difficult for them to approach. Like, there's no way a Tidehunter can go there unrevealed.
Crit's in trouble in the mid. He's going to kick just to force OP away from him and get back into the safety of the Tier 1 tower. Bobica is going to try and hold behind the tower. Now, he's not level 6 yet. Without hookshot, they don't have that ability just to initiate in.
He really needs level 6.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a wall of wards behind. This tower is just going to fall. There's nothing they can do about it.
The Gale. Okay, yeah. He just TPs out Bobica, but mid lane is where the pressure comes. So IG understand they've lost their bottom lane. Crit, Wave of Terror actually cancels his south. The kick will connect on Burning as well as OP. The Where's Your Chase is going to come with an Iron Shelled up Sumail surge forward. But more than anything, it just keeps them away from the tower. Arteezy's very happy with this. Doing his solo pushing, claims his second tower now. And has the Veil of Discord done, it just has to come out in the courier. So Arteezy's in the best position ever. So much dot damage is going to just bring IG down.
Yes, the Veil build is going to come into play very soon too. With if you have like an Ion Shell and Magnetize, that's pretty devastating. They only have one way to remove debuffs, and that's Kraken Shell, a very unreliable way, and doesn't help the rest of your team who are going to get magnetized up. They really do need like a early mech or a pipe or medallion, anything like that.
XSS has got almost the mech.
Yeah, they really need that if they want to start pushing towers, because right now they're just wasting a lot of their time in middle. They aren't able to get that tower down, and they're getting jumped.
He can't die here. Where's the space? The Magnetize turns on. They vac him back in again, and Burning. He held onto that swap for a very long time.
He got silenced by Crit.
That'll be why.
But look, this mid T1 tower is like fairly low, but Tree's just going to heal it all the way back up. That's so much wasted time, and in the meantime, this T2 bottom is just getting destroyed by these Plague Wards. Oh my goodness.
Yep. And again, Clockwork can't come in close. He'll finally hit his level 6, however, if he can just kill off, that one Plague Ward, he gets level 6.
He needs to sacrifice his life to kill Arteezy at this point. He probably needs +1 hero to do so, and they even living armor up the siege creep, and this tower's dead. Doesn't matter because it's denied. That's 2 towers down, whereas IG, they're supposed to have the better push. They're supposed to have the better early game.
This is going to be the better trade. Like they were trading that Tier 1 tower in mid for the Tier 1 tower on bottom. Now is a Tier 1 tower in mid, which they will finally bring down, but for a Tier 1 and Tier 2 on bottom.
And for a Shadow Fiend death. That death is, it's going to slow them down so much.
Zai's also getting so much space up on that top lane.
Wow, that stack is huge.
Well, this will give him his mech. Maybe that also will give you Greaves. Actually, do you get the Greaves, or do you actually like counter fight with the Blink Dagger? Difficult to do around Plague Wards.
Yeah, you don't want Blink Dagger versus Veno. It's generally a wasted item. It's much safer to just go for a pipe and just lumber in.
I hate to tell you, but look at what's in his quick buy.
I mean, it depends on how they want to start the fight. If they think they can blow up the Venomates before he gets his stuff off and blow up the storm, then that's fine.
He just triggered the Shrine, solo Shrine. Ravage is available. TP's coming in. Clockwork will be the first one into the fight, but now XSS finally breaks free, hits the Ravage. Earth Spirit down low, but finally Ball Lightning. Sumail, one more attack will do the work. He's able to do so, and in comes the help from Arteezy. OP slowed down, looking for the ult. He has enough life to get it off. Yes, sort of. The Death ulti as well as his original one. So a 2-for-2 trade-off. But it's still the SF to fall. Bobica gets hit by the Gale. It's only level 1, so it's not enough damage. The Poison Sting will actually do more damage here. With a quick rooting, Burning can't just run away, doing some decent damage in design, but the Fists of Fury are just too strong. Both the Clockwork as well as the Vengeful Spirit will fall.
Really good fights coming out from EG. They blew the Shrine on just one guy, just so they could buy time for people to come in. And then at that point, they already have a lot of Plague Wars set up, and Storm Spirit has recovered very nicely from his early game start, number 2 in terms of net worth, and I also think they're utilizing the Venomancer very well. Like, they're fighting a lot with him, they're playing around the Plague Wars, they're pushing towers and leaving him be when he's not necessary, and winning early game team fights. And now he is just a Suicide Bomber too. He has Veil and Blade Mail.
Yeah.
So they don't deal well versus Blade Mail. There's no lifesteal.
Easy pick off for Crit. Found the Crystal Maiden out of position. Bobica starts the battery assault. This is mainly to get him away to safety.
I would actually say that Crit is playing the best out of anyone on EG right now. His Earth Spirit has been spot on in disrupting the lanes and rolling in with Ion Shell, knowing that his job is to just roll in there and They do so much damage that if they just run in there and get all their spells off, they're okay with dying.
He found XXS. Rolling boulder forward, crits there at the right place, right time, and, well, a quick run out, but the kick and silence. Tidehunter will fall. And you could say Crit's playing fantastically, but this whole EG lineup looks perfectly synergized.
Yeah.
The draft clicks, the heroes are clicking, the combinations are all together. They just seem to all be on the same page.
And IG are just not right. We haven't seen the defensive bench swap save anyone yet. Even that ancient spawn that Tide was taking, there were like 4 camps. Why did SF not stick around and hang out? Like, you need to take down those big aura creeps, and it just takes Tidehunter forever. And
now we turn to IG doing this 4-1, like burning, farming on a side lane with a vengeful spirit. Like this is what they did in game 1.
Yep, except their lineup's not built to do that at all, and this is the beginning of the end for them, I would say, if they don't get their act together right now. Right now, young children, you guys.
Right now means you have to fight, but your mech is still not done. Like Tidehunter, I thought he bought it.
No, he had.
It was on the courier?
He had 1,000 gold.
No, he did. It's on the courier. That died. The courier had the Oak Club as well as the mech recipe, and it died.
And now Arteezy's farming up their ancients. There's a stack over there.
And they can't even get in close. The Plague Wards hold him out. Arteezy is not going to force, like, he's not even risking himself. The Plague Wards do most of the work against the Ancients.
Yep.
Gotta love that new buff up as well to Poison Sting. Storm Spirit cleaning up the top. It's always ballsy when you see a Crystal Maiden throw out a Nova, reveal a position.
Ooh, nice
but
rocket.
Samael doesn't have a lot of mana.
At least the rocket blew up his regen, so that's kind of nice. Nice touch.
And the grouping top. The mech is finally here, so IG also understanding the situation. They're forcing the issue. You got 2 Ogre Clubs as well. That's going to come the way of OP. One to finish up his Dragonlance. The other one is meant to be going into the BKB.
About time that they group up. Ravage, Mech, ready, Shadow Fiend, Max Souls. It's a good time.
Yep.
If they're not going to push now, they are going to slowly get crushed by the Venomancer. So to make some moves.
If you're EG, do you want to fight this? Like you've already
T2
taken out.
Definitely.
So you need to defend the tier 2. In that case, you need to get Venomancer up there. Like Arteezy needs to TP and start preparing his wall.
Well, I guess if they can actually pressure the T3 on bottom and the T2 in mid, perhaps. But
well, Arteezy is pushing the tier 2. He's there for that.
And they're still not completely ready with the Storm. So now they TP in with the defense. 3 heroes will smoke. Universe does not have a Blink Dagger, nor does he have a mech.
But then again, this is Universe with a 4-staff and Surge. He doesn't need much more than that. Iron Shell's up. Already IG understand what's coming their way. Sentry in, Sentry down. And the Crystal Maiden, the first one to be caught out. A perfect kick to XSS. He got silenced up. He can't let the Ravage go. Now he will, finally breaking free of it. The Requiem Source from OP. Well, actually not doing that much. It's good for defensive work, but when the Gale and the Nova connect on all 3 of the cores sitting in the lane, they're all going to fall. Samael bounces around, but the dots continue to tick. Burning will TP himself away to safety, so he will survive. Samael's not a healthy man. The Urn was bringing him down low. The Bobrica up in the tree line starts his TP. Is there a kick? Is there something? There is nothing. The Gale comes in too late.
Earth Spirit didn't even die that fight. That was ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, even if you got the Ravage off at the perfect time, it's still, I think his Ravage was pretty good, but right now there's just way too much magic damage coming out. They really need a pipe, like very, very badly. It's a double Ion Shell, Magnetize, Veil, Poison Nova. That's so much. Not to mention the Storm Spirit does a fair amount of magic damage himself. But they are just not able to take that up right now.
I still can't believe they all got hit by it as well. They perfectly lined up for Arteezy's maneuver. And this is a Venomancer with no like maneuverability items.
Yep. And they also don't have any lockdown for Storm. So he was fairly low at critical HP for most of the fight, but they just couldn't finish him off. Yep, so looks like they didn't even use the Shrine to heal back up. And now they're just mass taking a stack out. They will pop the Shrine right now, and they are in a very good position to fight again. IG, without their biggest tool of Ravage, is going to be up against the wall right now as they figure out how to tackle this EG team fight.
Arteezy went for the plus 200 in HP.
It takes so long to kill him. Like, they have to have a very long duration freezing field, or have a big Requiem bomb on him.
And now you got Solar Crest as well from Zai.
And living,
living armor.
And living armor. This is not going to be easy for them. And he went for Sange, so he has a ton of HP. He's actually going for Halberd to deal with the Shadow Fiend. Halberd is so good versus him right now.
You know what these items really remind me of? It reminds me of the way OG would play consistently. Like it's this early game kind of disable / counter item build, and then not waiting. Like push, make sure you win by the 40-minute mark. Don't just play for the late game. And they're going to come in and take Roshan. This is kind of like the only opportunity IG really have to try and contest him. Clockwork can give you the vision. You can get that hook shot. You don't have the blink on the Tidehunter, however.
Well, they finally get the vision.
Yeah, and Roshan is down to half HP, so they understand what's going on. 5-man smoke up from IG. The Plague Ward's in position, but Sumail actually ends up breaking the smoke. Just walked in close enough. Arteezy's doing this solo. Plague Wards are at perimeter. The Observe Ward will go down. So EG lost that precious vision. Roshan still falling down low. Bobakut's got a good line for a hook shot. Arteezy be the man to tank him, but a 3-man stun from Crit. They come out to fight. Roshan won't fall before the rest of IG are backed into a 3-man wall. The Ravage will pop, but what space do you really create? You're already gunked up by Arteezy. Roshan will fall down. Arteezy takes the Aegis Immortal from him. Exodus will fall. They're all dead. Everyone's gone. Evil geniuses. They take the fight. They take Roshan. And more than likely, they'll take the mid.
Another perfect setup by Earth Spirit. Crit just in the perfect position. I think he hit 4 heroes with a stun and silenced 3 of them.
It was perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Even the way that EG approached the fight, though, just keeping Venomancer inside the pit. If they had too many heroes inside the pit, they would have been locked in with the Clockwork. But the Vacuum brought them together to get 3-man Poison Nova with the Veil on top.
Oh, Storm Spirit. Oh, no. Crystal Maiden. Mercy, please. Q with a Frostbite. He might be able to live with this. Sumail, no. Ball Lightning's in. They trigger the Shrine, then Sumail's getting out. Burning. This could be an opportunity for him if he can go for the kill. He doesn't even look towards Sumail. He waves down the lane away from Sumail.
Is GG.
It really does feel that way. The Observe Ward inside the base is seeing everything.
Their plan has completely fallen flat. And yeah, you'll occasionally see comebacks from this sort of net worth lead, but the problem is IG was supposed to shine at this point. They were supposed to be the ones up. I would say like 5,000 gold is expected for them at this point, but now it's, what, 13,000 in favor of EG. They already got the Roche. Storm Spirit has gotten out of control despite having a terrible, terrible early game, and Shadow Fiend is very poor. When you have to go for BKB as your second item, you know that things aren't going well, and their damage output is just horrendous.
Yeah. They really needed something. I'm also wondering if there's a way they engaged around Roshan. Like, why doesn't Bobaka play up from the Shrine area, come in from behind? Because they were all grouped up together to go as 5.
It doesn't really matter. Whatever way they come from, they're still all going to have to go near the south side of the pit into that choke, and that's where Darkseer excels. Like, if they approach from different ways, like, they can just get isolated or brought together very easily, and Plague Wards will also scatter them out. So they would have to have like smoke and I would say like a push from all directions. But even then, you have to converge around the Roshan pit because Roche is at like 10%. If you don't go in the Roche pit, Venom just gets the free Aegis and you still lose the fight.
Yeah.
So
and then we still have to remember you're going on a Venomancer. Right. like you were saying it in game 1, like actually no, I think you were saying it during our publicly before. Like as long as the Venomancer gets his ulti off.
Yep. There's no way for him not to get his ulti off in this fight. The best way for them to start the fight is for Clockwork to isolate the Venomancer. You kill him inside the cog, and if he ults the Clockwork, you're okay with that. Clockwork sacrifices life for Venom. That's a good trade. But
now he's got Aegis.
Now he has Aegis, and now the Clockwork can't kill him at all. And if Venomancer gets ulti off on 2 people that aren't Clockwork,
they're gonna smoke on top of the ward. They're right there with a fresh Blink Dagger on the Tidehunter. Like, if EG haven't scattered this one out, they're blind.
And at this point, who do you jump, though? You smoke onto whom?
Everyone.
Maybe the Storm, I suppose? If they kill the Storm, he has instant respawn. If they go on the Venom, he's going to get his ulti off and he has Aegis. If you go on the supports, the cores are going to clean you up. So there's even if they smoke, even if we're undetected, I still don't think it's a good smoke play for them. And they just have to simply wait out the Aegis if they possibly can, and then hope for a good team fight from there. But right now, you just have to bide your time, play patiently, look for any opportunities so you don't have to GG out in the next 3 minutes.
So you got 1 minute and 20 seconds. That's how long until the Aegis will time it.
Venomancer is not good at sieging. His right click is paltry. His Plague Wars die very easily when up against a tower focus fire, but it is slow, consistent damage because he's not fragile at all. Normally, like these, if you have like a fragile tower hitter, then you can just spam him down with like Avenge stun and then he has to back off. But Venomancer is very tanky. He has a lot of HP regen. They have multiple Urn charges on their Earth Spirit, so they can keep him fresh and lively for some time to come.
I like too the build coming in from Crit. He's always had great positioning, but now getting a Blink Dagger. This is going to make life even more hell for IG. And IG, okay, they finally get rid of that Observer Ward. It's been sitting there for the last couple of minutes just watching their every move.
So potentially they can just Orchid the Tidehunter and then just kill everyone else.
Potentially. Crit could probably even just jump in and silence him. There's your jump already onto OP. I say jump is Arteezy. Just posturing forward, burning, walks up point blank range. He hits 2 heroes with that ultimate and Crit. The kick, it flies through. They control up OP Requiem of Souls. It will be able to get off in time. So IG, they have a decent amount to fight with, but the root is there from Zai, canceling that back support from IG, and they're losing too many. Sumail is in deep. He doesn't care, and IG, they understand this game is over. GG, again, a sub-half-hour game.